Well, fellas, I've had my Maverick for 3 years now. This is a long-term review of the 2023 XLT Hybrid. Let's go. Well, I just crossed 26,000 miles on this XLT Hybrid here. I bought it in September of 2023 for about $28,800 out the door. Really good value. And today, I know I'm an e-bike channel, but this is part of my EV lifestyle. It's a hybrid truck. It goes into electric mode. It gives me really good gas mileage and takes my e-bikes and be everywhere. I'm going to Cape Cod next week actually and throwing an e-bike in the back of the bed there. But today I just want to kind of give you a run through of the truck itself, show you, I'm going to do a walk around, show you how it's worn over that time, and talk about the problems I've had. I'll show you some stuff I put on. I just changed the tires, by the way, and I'll talk about my likes and dislikes after 3 years of ownership. So here we go. Well, let's start with my new tires here. So I had the Continentals on there, those all-season ones, and I just put on these Michelin Defender 2s, 225 65 R17s, with a all-season tread there for the Mav. The old ones were definitely pretty worn, and the tread was, you know, I could have got a few more thousand miles out of them, but decided to take this down to Town Fair tire. About $1,000 out the door. These are like $207 each, plus all the install stuff. So not bad. Pretty happy with them so far, and have not seen any kind of decrease in the mileage at all. So it seems they look very much the same type of tread that the Continentals had. So I got the silver color, as you can see here, and it's worn pretty well. I do garage this truck, so I keep good care of it, take good care of it. And here's a look at the paint job after 3 years. No noticeable, you know, scuffs or dings really, other than a few areas. My e-bikes have hit it right here when I pulled in my garage. I have to fit like, you know, anywhere from 15 to 20 e-bikes in my garage at any one time throughout the year. So it's a challenge sometimes parking this thing in there with it, but it is worn pretty well. Very few scratches. I think I've got one here on the door frame. That's one of the more noticeable ones. A few back here's one. But overall, it's really held up well. I kind of got the silver just to hide scratches, I think. Was one of my reasons, I think. Here's a look at the rear. I got the black letters for the Mav there. I probably would have gotten a blacked out package if I did it all over again. I think I got a couple scuffs here. Curious, guys, how do I fix these scuffs? What's the best way to do that? If you can throw it in the comments there, I'd appreciate some advice there. But overall, it's held up really well in these almost 3 years now. And that's a look at the outside of the truck itself. There's only a couple of accessories on the outside, the mud flaps, which I installed myself. I did a whole accessory video on this thing. You can go watch. It's called 18 Practical Accessories for your Ford Maverick Hybrid. So those are one of the ones outside, the lettering, and then the tonneau cover. This is a Tiger tonneau cover. It's held up pretty well. I mean, it's you know, you can see it's got some age on it, just dirt and stuff like that. I don't really wash this at all or clean it, other than, you know, washing the truck itself. I take it to a touchless car wash, probably at least twice a month, I'm sorry. And so I keep this thing pretty clean, particularly in the wintertime. It's done pretty well. Let me show you the bed here. I got that in turn for that little bed cover here that I installed myself. I have the rubber mat. I don't have any kind of lining inside. Let me pop this open here. This is worn pretty well. It's never come off or anything, never had any issues with it. This is where it locks in place right here. This is a little sticky at times, but when I put this down, I just have to shove those in to make sure they do lock. That's the one thing it's kind of worn, I think, overall. But let me get you a look at the bed. I use this truck for going to the dump. I go to the dump probably 4 times a month at least, taking e-bike boxes and stuff like that. You can see I've got some scuff marks back there. It's a truck, and I use it as such. So, but it's held up pretty well in these 3 years here. I think this looks pretty good. Obviously, I don't really care about scratches in the back, but there you go. Here's the light and the plug there. I kind of rarely use that at all. Here's the little storage area. I don't think I even do I have anything in here? I'm not even sure. It's been a while. Nope, I got a screwdriver in there. That's about it. But a lot of tie downs because for my bike, stuff like that. But yeah, it's held up pretty well, I think, overall, and I've definitely been pretty happy with. But so far, so good here on the external parts of the Maverick. You know, the black cladding has worn pretty well. There's some scratches here, it looks like. Even, you know, on the top of the bed here, not bad. And on the windows, yeah, pretty smooth, and to me that looks pretty new. So overall, pretty happy with the exterior, how it's worn in the last 3 years. Let's look at the inside here. First, the doors. I mean, these are kind of cheap. You can see some scuffing on here after 3 years. This blue padding here. This stuff's, you know, it's pretty cheap. It feels kind of cheap, but probably just needs a cleaning. I'm sure I could get some of that out here. Here's a look at the back seat. Not too many passengers back here, but again, it's held up pretty well over time. I got the floor mats down there. Definitely need a vacuuming, but I'm going on vacation next week, so once I get back, I will vacuum out the truck. I got a little handy vacuum in the store here, in case I need to pick something up. It just sits right here. And let's look at the back. Just another walkthrough of it. Again, it's held up pretty well. That's a look at the back. Driver's side obviously gets the most use. You know, a lot of scuff marks down here. This is pretty dirty. Again, I need to clean this thing. I did not clean the truck, so I wanted to kind of show it off how I use it here. You can see here, there's definitely some scratches on here. You can see it's been used. You know, it looks like it's a used 3-year-old truck essentially. But overall, nothing's peeling or cracking or anything like that. And it's held up pretty well. So here is a look at that front seat. Here's a look at the under dash. A little dirty, obviously. Needs to be cleaned. I put on this kind of dash cover. Helps cut down the glare and also keeps it cleaner. Definitely need to vacuum that once I get back from vacation. But let's get into the interior here. And here's a look at the console here. I really like this shifter now that I'm used to it. It's just so easy to turn and flip and get going on, you know, once I hit that key. This is a key car, so I gotta put the key in there and do that. It took me a while to get used to that fact after coming off of push button start, but overall all the controls are doing well. Nothing's broken up here, and it's really lasted pretty well. This part I like, and you can't really see any scratches in this area of the dash, but so far so good here, basically is what I'm saying. Let's talk about things I don't like about the truck after 3 years of ownership. And really there's only a couple things I can think of. Number one is, it just popped up on my phone, remote features disabled. So that's my biggest complaint with the Maverick, is this 23 Maverick, is the remote features. The battery discharge problem. Here's the message, disabled due to preserved battery. This is the biggest problem, I think, on the Mavericks as far as just, you know, use case goes and use of, you know, ownership. It says you can fix it by yourself by going for a ride. It doesn't work. Ford's never found a fix for this thing, and that's what really annoys me. I was using the app a lot, especially in the winter, starting the truck to warm it up before I got into it. I can't do that now because of that. So it's annoying. It's not really, you know, it's not like I can't drive the truck. I can, it works fine. It's always started for me. But the fact that I can't use the app correctly is really annoying. And that's number one on my list. The second thing that kind of drives me crazy is just the visibility of the A-pillars here. When coming to a stop at an intersection, it is hard to see cars that are on that side or that side, or even like the mirror area here. If there's a hill, if there's a hill over here at the intersection and the car's coming down, this kind of hides it. So you can see as I drive around here, what I mean. It's definitely it's a big pillar in your way, and you really have to look around around that pillar to see what's coming. So that's one of the biggest sort of pet peeves I have about the car, just in driving it overall. Beyond that, I don't really have, rear visibility is decent. I should probably take that headrest out to get more visibility, but the back is not as bad as the front, obviously. Favorite thing about the truck is right there, 40.9 miles per gallon. That was the reason I bought this truck, and it remains today my #1 favorite thing about the Maverick. It's just great on gas. It's in electric driving. I can basically, when I go into my neighborhood at low speeds, it goes into electric driving automatically. Heck, even when I'm on a flat main street in my town doing 40, I can get into electric driving as well on kind of a flat plane. So that's definitely an excellent reason to get this truck. Just super pumped about that savings. I only fill up twice a month, but other than that, the infotainment system it's not the greatest. I've had to restart it a few times, but lately it's been pretty good. I just plug in for CarPlay my little dongle here. I listen to 99 PLR a lot on the radio, and Bluetooth works just fine. I had a wireless CarPlay installed when I first got the truck, but that thing just took too long to boot up, and I kind of got rid of it. So, but I just go straight to plug in now when I want. The AC is great. Oh, the other favorite feature is definitely the heated seats down here, and the heated steering wheel as well, which is this one. In the winter, those are just awesome to have, and definitely another part of my favorite features. I do miss not having adaptive cruise control coming off my Subaru, but I couldn't, justify paying another $5,000 just to have that on the Lariat model. But that's the one feature I do miss from a car overall. So there you go, Maverick owners. I'm definitely very happy with the truck, and I hope it'll serve me well for the next few years here. The warranty's coming up, so I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm not going to get the extended one. Have anybody out there got the extended one? What does it cost? Do you think it's worth it? I'm probably not going to get it, but if you have any other comments, let me know. Any questions about the 23 Maverick Hybrid, let me know in the comments as well, just from a ownership standpoint. Again, I paid $28,800 for this thing, and that value to me was just second to none for a truck like this, right? You still can't buy a hybrid pickup truck, even 5 years later, since Ford came out with this thing. It took me a year to get this truck when I had to order it at the dealership, and I waited a year for this thing, and I'm still glad I did. So that's my experience after 3 years. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching.